I have a terrible idea. I came up with this really stupid idea where I was gonna take a bunch of, like, those, like, stupid, like, which character are you for quizzes from Quiz. And then I was going to draw my persona, like, as the results that I get. If this goes well and you people like it, you know, if you like watching this, then I will feel more motivated maybe to put out stuff that's fun and stupid like this, but is relatively low effort. And also maybe you'll learn something about me. The only issue is, I have not vetted these. I did click on these, as you can see, because I just wanted to make sure that the links were working the way that I was grabbing them. And the first one, actually, I have taken before because my younger sibling made it. Shout out to my younger sibling. They made this quiz, and I took it a while ago, but I talked to them about wanting to do this. I was like, oh yeah, I could take your quiz, ha 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 ha. But then I was like, yeah, but I've already taken it, and they were like, well, I can add some more questions. So technically it has changed since I last took it, so maybe I'll get a new result, but either way. One thing I will say is that it's Quiz, and so some of the content is a little, let's say, risque, and I know for a fact that yeah. So yeah, my lovely, sibling made this, and I will put links to all of the quizzes that I take in my description, probably, so if you want, you can take this, but yeah. My lovely sibling, made the wonderful, quiz, which Sam are you? Leading expert on this topic diagnoses you with and they actually are a leading expert on this topic because they are really good at drawing Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap wearing women's clothing. So, by the way, I realized this is me in the middle of taking this. I'm gonna edit around it though. So for those that are unaware, Quantum Leap is a show that ran from like 1990, it's like early 1990s, right? Early 90s show. And the basic plot is that this guy here, this lovely gent right here, Sam Beckett, portrayed by the lovely Scott Bakula. Ignore everybody beeping in right now, it's fine, don't even worry about it. So this guy, Sam Beckett, he's a scientist guy, and he has this theory that you can basically, like, use some kind of a machine to jump into other people's lives and, like, travel through time and stuff. And right before the government kind of pulled the plug on, like, funding this project because they weren't getting anywhere, he just, like, jumped into the machine and was like, we're getting the funding pulled, so I'm just gonna go ahead and try it now, and everyone tried to stop him, but it didn't work. And so he ended up, like, it was successful, and he jumped into some, like, other person's life, and the plot basically follows him going through a series of those little, like, body swap, mind jump things, where he kind of, just travels all throughout time, and he has to stay there long enough to basically fix something in the person that he leapt into's lives, or, like, save or help someone around them, basically to, like, take the wrongs of the past and make them right for a better future or whatever. You know, sometimes he's there because somebody's gonna die or get kidnapped and he needs to save them. Sometimes there's, like, more minor grievances where it's just, like, helping people through interpersonal issues, and then sometimes, you know, he's taking on racism and sexism, ableism, and, like, all these crazy, it gets, one time he was legitimately Lee Harvey Oswald, like, it was just, it's a whole thing, and then this lovely fella right here, very fashionable, as you can see, so fashionable, so this lovely gent right here, his name is Al, portrayed by the late Dean Stockwell, is Sam's best friend, and believe it or not, he's also a pretty smart guy. He was part of the project, this Quantum Leap project, that's where the name of the show comes from anyway. And basically he shows up as a hologram to kind of help him out and help him through all of the trials and tribulations, and together they create an epic team. They're the only two, like, consistent characters, which is why it's really hard to do, like, personality quizzes for this thing, but as you'll see in a moment, my dear younger sibling found a way. So we have pick one of these real Quantum Leap plots. Sam spends the entire episode this is gonna expose how bad I am at reading live on air. Sam spends the entire episode trying to woo this rough and tumble rancher lady and almost succeeds, and is mopey when it turns out he was wrong and therefore loses the girl. It is then revealed that he was there to help Betty Holly write Peggy Sue. Sam has an encounter with the devil from the Bible. I still haven't watched that one. Sam has to help a rich man from dying alone and sad, Scrooge style, which means Al dresses up like the ghost of Christmas future to scare the the shit out of him, and for some reason, this episode, I wish that I could say that this is an inaccurate description, but it really isn't. Sam has to balance preventing a woman from being trafficked while also attempting to win third in a beauty pageant. That's my favorite episode, so I have to pick that one. And you're gonna get an insight into, like, the things that I like, because I just picked a bunch of quizzes that were related to things that I actually enjoy. So you get to, this is a learning experience. You get to learn about me. I grew up in a household where we watched Quantum Leap quite a bit because my mom liked it and she'd put it on. And it's really funny because, you know, it's not perfect, obviously, because it's an older television show, but they do tackle a lot of, like, social and political issues, and they do it with so much grace and nuance and sympathy, and it's better than a lot of the stuff that I see on TV that's come out within the last couple of decades. And I'm a little mad about it, but it's fine. Anyway, pick a snip from various Quantum Leap books. Okay. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. No, you cannot watch me get undressed Sam to Al. I think I picked this last time, but come on. Come on. Of course I picked the one that's kind of goofy and gay. Okay, pick one of these real Quantum Leap comic plots. Sam is a lesbian at Stonewall. Sam is a lady teacher in the 60s, and I'd tell you more, but the illustrators for this one are so unbearably horny for Sam that I cannot focus on anything else. They desire him carnally. They make him wear nothing than miniskirts the entire fucking time. It's downright outrageous. I'm picking that one, obviously. Alright, what's your favorite season? Season 3 is definitely kind of my favorite, I gotta be real. What's my favorite season? My favorite season is the autumn. I feel like this is a question that's gonna come up quite a bit. Pick a common plot line. I'm so happy that this is probably not going to... This is the first one I'm taking, and it probably appeals to, like, no one, because who watches Quantum Leap still? People that have taste, that's who. Anyway, pick a common plot line. Sam has to stop a woman from being hammer murdered on the subway. Sam has to stop himself from being hammer murdered on the subway. Sam is a hammer murderer. The episode is funny and light, and then someone is hammer murdered on the subway. Genuinely, there are no stakes here. We're just having a good time. We would like to remind the audience that Scott Bakula is a sextuple threat and will now center an episode around the fact that he can sing, dance, play instruments, do stunt work. Thoughts on the women episodes? God's gift to man. Pick one of my favorite episodes. Sam's glam rock star. Sam is a woman for the first time. Miss Deep South. That's my favorite episode. It's just really, it's so solid. Very, funny. But it also does tackle, like, an important topic there, and it does it with a lot of sympathy and grace, and, oh shit, oh god, his eyes are hazel. My younger sibling has a lot of issues with the fact that, in, like, the comics that they've seen so far, they give Sam, like, brown eyes. But it's clearly supposed to be Scott Bakula. Like, it's modeled after him, the design that they give Scott, or for Sam. Those are not brown eyes! He's got beautiful hazels. Look at him. Look at him. This video is gonna be really bad if it actually becomes a video, but you know what? I'm having fun. And that was the goal for today. What do you prefer? Light beer, microwave popcorn, cup of tea, hard-boiled eggs, none of these? What are you asking me? I mean... I do love a good hard-boiled egg, but the thing is, I'm always down for some tea. Cause, like, tea, this is my thing. You know those people that are like, I don't like tea? I'm, like, genuinely, like, I don't think you've tried enough tea then. Because it has some of the largest variety in terms of drinks. Like, coffee. If you sit down and you drink a coffee, there's only so much you can do to get away from the fact that it tastes exactly like coffee. But there are so many different kinds of tea. You can have green tea, you can have black tea, you can have chamomile tea, you can have, like, chai. There's chai. You can have frickin', like, there's boba. There's milk tea in general. And with that, there's a bunch of varieties of milk tea that you can consume that's, like, a bajillion different flavors. I'm like, if you don't like tea, I don't think that you've had enough tea. Because there's probably at least one tea out there that you like. Like, granted, everybody, you know, people have food aversion and everything. I'm not trying to say, like, if you don't like tea, you're a bad person. But, I've encountered so many people where they're like, oh, I don't like tea. And I'm like, have you ever tried this kind of tea? And they're like, oh, I haven't. And then they try it and they're like, wow, this is really good. And it's like, Anyway, tea. Okay, pick a recurring scene. Sam says or does something innocuous and Al brings us on a 10 to 40 detour about, yeah, okay. Al standing by Ziggy, walking through somewhere. Al reveals more of his Doofenshmirtz-esque backstory about his pet roach at the orphanage, or the time he joined the circus, or the whole thing with his sister, his mother dying, leaving the family, or his father dying. The showrunners knowing that every once in a while they have to have a shirtless scene or else the audience will become ravenous. I think I'm gonna go with Al walking through something or otherwise doing green screen shit for no other reason than the showrunners remembered he can do that, because it's funny every time. Pick your favorite of these moments from Admiral Al, the most heterosexual man I've ever met, Calavici. Direct quote from Sam. Alright. Telling Sam he can lower the towel Sam is held to his chest so he can ogle his tits, yeah. Fantasizing about Sam to the extent that he can get it up with his girlfriend. Yeah. Telling Sam that he would look fabulous with wet lips. Okay. I'm gonna pick, telling Sam he'd look kind of foxy in the little purple number with the white fuzz. And this is why. So all of these other ones that my dear sibling has included, Sam, at that point, was in the body of a woman, and because of the way that the show works, Al, when he looked at his buddy Sam, he saw Sam as the person that he leapt into and not at himself. So he was actually still being kind of heterosexual, you know, with all of these. There's not as much of a question, you know. There's still the aspect of that's his best friend inside of that body, but, like, he was still sexualizing an actual woman's body, right? Al is a bit of a perv. A bit of is kind of an understatement. Anyway. But, like, this last one, he was still in the body of a man. It was just a man in drag. And so, yeah, I'm picking that one. Pick a moment from one of the Quantum Leap books that I remembered just now. Sam, a woman, crosses his arms, and Al asks if that's uncomfortable. Sam asks what he means, and Al mimes holding his arms out real far from his chest. Tits. Sam says he doesn't notice anymore. Al says he definitely noticed, and Sam replies, oh, of course you would notice. I'm gonna pick that one. That's, oh boy. Pick a catty/petty bitch moment from one of the boys. Al a hologram tapping his cigar ash into a guy's beer, that was good. Al a hologram tapping his cigar ash onto a guy's prone body, just got beat up by Sam. Oh, that one was good. Sam to Al upon seeing you in his normal clothes. Did somebody die? No, I'm picking that one. No, I have to pick between this and tea. I freaking love tea. Okay, I have to pick tea. You guys, I saw that at the, you guys actually maybe don't see it. I don't know how many of you actually stay past when I say bye. I usually put a silly thing at the very, very end. And I put me reciting this moment, so I'm gonna pick that one. I'm gonna pick this one. It's a good moment. Just fucking whams him right in the face. It's good stuff. Okay, imagine you were given the ability to let one of the boys say fuck. Oh, okay. I've already, yeah. They should share it like they do with the oh boy at the start of the leap back. Like they should share the fuck, you know. I love you. Tee-hee. Heart. Okay, that's I think a nice send off for my dear sibling. Anyway, oh, this is different than the one that I got last time. A lesson in sexual harassment, baby. Alright, so we're gonna go on to the next one that I have queued up. I assign you an Elden Ring region. I don't really know how I'm going to draw the results of this one, but I'm gonna figure it out. But anyway, let's just, I have no idea what this, oh. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, no, I have to choose between Turtle Pope and Alexander. I have to pick Alexander. I have to. He's just so good. He's so big and strong. The heart is so real. This is difficult because I have never played a different Soulsborne game, but my older sibling has played Bloodborne before, so I'm just gonna pick Bloodborne because that's the only other one that I know about. Where do you live? I live in a society, frankly. Pick a D&D class. Bard. Actually, Rogue is more my style. I like a little stabby boy. A little sneaky stabby boy. No, I'm sorry. I was just trying to, like, read and find anything that I actually knew, and this was the first one. I am pretty jazzed about FNAF 2 movie right now, so I guess this isn't the most appropriate, so I'll pick that one. Choose a funny animal. That's mean. Oh. Lore drop of this person. See, you quiz, it's always like I'm gonna pick a snake. I like snakes. Never gonna give you up. I'm basic like that. I just put the first one. Yell at me, I deserve it. Okay. Alright. Let's see. I literally killed her. I don't know what to tell you. Alright, next quiz. Which My Little Pony character are you? Includes more characters than just the main 6. Ah, I like that. But let's see. Alright. What is your personality? I'm an extrovert. I'm definitely an extrovert. How many best friends do you have? One or two. I kind of, I want to get back into being more social. Get back to being around people more, you know? I like the night. I'm a little night person. I'm a little night owl or whatever the hell. If it's something I'm interested in, that's okay. That's so real. Like, I am I would call myself an inquisitive person, maybe. A scholarly person. Adjusts glasses that I don't have. No, but it's like, I like researching things and reading about things and learning things. It's just that, I don't like math, you know? Math run, you know? Your dream pet is... Dog, cat, well, okay, I already have that. I've never had a bird, I've never had insects, I have had a pet turtle, actually. An inanimate object. Horse. No, I'm kind of scared of horses. I actually got the opportunity to handle a lot of horses in college because of my program, but they're really big, and, like, if you go and you hang out with, like, if I had to pick any farm animal, I would want to hang out with a cow, bro. Cows are fucking epic, dude. Honestly, I'm a dog person. Though, you know what? I've actually not, I lied when I went through the first time. I've never had a cat personally. I've interacted with a lot of, like, cats throughout the family and everything, and there used to be, like, a neighborhood cat that I was very, very close with, but I have never had a cat, and so, but I would like to have a cat at some point. They seem like a lot of fun. Would you rather be able to use magic either in everyday life or to defeat evil monsters, race through the clouds faster than the speed of sound, fly with the birds and admire the earth from above, bond with nature in a special way, be the strongest among your peers? I don't know. Magic's cool, right? Magic is obviously cool, right? But, like, flying, I would only ever use it, like, I would use it for practical things, obviously, but flying, for me, is the reason that I would want to do it, is because it's, like, it seems so freeing, you know? You're invited to a party, what do you do? Go to the party, probably, I'm not the most party person. I have to, like, if we're having a party, I need to, like, know the people there, or at least know a good amount of people there, so that there is no chance that I'm gonna be, like, left alone. I am an extrovert. I just don't do well in situations where, like, there's so much stuff going around. Like, it's very overwhelming, and it's exhausting. everybody's talking, and I'm like trying to listen in on everything, kind of against my will, and it's just a lot, you know? So I would go if I know people there, you know? My aesthetic is preppy. I mean, none of this actually meets me at all. None of these really. I'll go dark and mysterious because I guess that's the closest. My past is, oh no, a mystery. Oh, a road of ups and downs. I'll put that. My everyday mood is calm, anxious, energetic, tired, happy. Anxious. Oh, interesting. Next, we're doing OKKO, which member of the Foxy Bunch are you? Because, you know, I gotta know. Now, I'm not gonna... I try really hard to just be honest with these quizzes, right? And not try to, like, tempt anything in particular. But there is, objectively, one answer that I want, and there are a lot of answers that I do not want, but we will see. Okay, pick a background character. Vormulax. Hell yeah. I freaking love Vormulax. Do I hate the most? That's oh, Billiam Milliam. Fuck that guy. Fuck Billiam Milliam. He can eat my shorts. It's my favorite game console. I mean, I don't use a lot. I use PC most, but other than that, I do get a lot of mileage out of my Switch, so I'll go ahead and say Switch, cause, you know, if I had to pick one. Which character do you want to... I always see answers like this, and I'm like, do they want me to pick it so that they're explicitly going to rig it against me? Because it would be something I would do if I made a quiz like this. Someone pisses you off, what do? Beat them up, glare at them, yell at them, gesture rudely at them, yeah, that's probably... I'm kind of a middle finger person, I'm not gonna lie. What do you like to read the most? Comics! They actually have the answer! Wow. A decadent beverage. Oh. Why is it in a split cup? Don't split it. Just give me... Oh my goodness. This is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. Boba tea with every single topping, black mineral water. Why are all of these fucking insane? That actually looks really fun. I'm probably gonna pick the boba. And not with all, because that looks nasty. I'm sorry. I like a good sweet thing. Coffee, tea, or hot chocolate tea. I love tea. You're seeing a movie at the theater. What candy do you want? I love a good gummy candy, and for the sake of the theater, this is gonna be the least, like, crunchy munchy, and so I don't feel as bad about eating it, like, in the theater, because I'm not gonna disturb other people, so gummy candy, boom. Favorite non-canon OKKO ship? Fink and Dendy. Ew! Why? Ernesto and Neil. Rad and Raymond. Yeah, that one's really good. I totally ship it, dude. Pick a Hatsune Miku song. Bad Apple. Popipo. I'm gonna pick Popipo. Or wait, is Triple Baka that? Hold on. I fucking love Triple Baka. Okay, I had to double check what that was. Okay. No! Ah! But I would have looked so hot in a turtleneck! Okay, so I started playing Yakuza recently. Yakuza 0 specifically. It's the first time I've ever played one of the games. And I am so enamored by this game. But more specifically, I am enamored by Majima. Now, there are many reasons why this is the case, but one of the main reasons is that he's beautiful. And also, it got worse because, see, I have a thing where, like, I think undercuts are really cute. And I think that that's like just because of, you know, bisexuality and everything. That apparently is a stereotype that we just fucking love. We love having undercuts and we love looking at undercuts. And it's not my fault that that's the thing, okay? I'm okay with being a stereotype sometimes, but when it's on a dude, I don't know why, but I think it's like way more hot on a guy. I don't know if it's just because like I don't see it as much, and so like it becomes kind of a novelty or something, and that's why I like it. But anyway, he has it, and he has like back tattoos, and I think back tattoos are hot, so I'm just like, he's a whole thing. He's the whole package. Anyway, of these, what's your favorite color? Blue. Pick a sweet. Cakes, cookies, candies, ice cream. I think, like, I love chocolate, but cookies, you can have, if, like, there's so many different kinds of cookies. Fruity cookies, or cookies with, like, nuts in them, or chocolate. Like, you can get your chocolate fix through the cookie kind of thing. So, like, I'm gonna pick the cookies. What's your favorite Yakuza game? Yakuza 0, baby, because it's the only one. What? Oh, he has children? He has children, I guess. Do I want or have a dog? A dog. I have a dog. I have a dog and I love a dog. What's your ideal outing locations? Something bright and loud, chattery and full of people, an arcade or a club. You blend right in, but you feel like you stand out too. I like the idea of this. I feel like this is kind of my place. It's like, I like stuff where there is other people and like there's not, everybody's kind of just having a good time, so there's no pressure to like perform a certain way because nobody's paying attention to you. They're doing their own thing over there, but it's still a really fun place. I like situations kind of like that. Choose an activity I've been doing during quarantine. Oh, well, dated this fucking quiz. I mean, if I'm to choose something that I actually want to do, I'm gonna pick the watching stream compilations. I would pick replaying games I've already played 1,000 times, but the problem is I need to just I'm bad at like finishing games. I play for a really long time and then I get bored and then I fucking pick a new one, and it's a problem. Given you could easily, readily, no consequence change something about yourself, what would I change? Something about where I live. I'm not gonna go into things, but like, you know, my living situation and that of my family is could be better right now. And if I could just magically poof it, it would fix so many problems in my life, you know? How do you want people to perceive you? What kind of person do you want others to think you are? Reliable and trustworthy, someone responsible who... I want that. Just a bastard. What's my favorite sport? Baseball. Baseball. None of the thing that I would actually answer is here, so I'm just gonna put I don't like sports. What kind of body mod do you prefer? Piercings, I want more of them, but they scare me. Like, the concept of a piercing scares me way more than a tattoo, and I want tattoos like so badly. I just don't have the time or money to like be dealing with that, and I also haven't like decided what I want. But I want tattoos so bad. I have so many like different ideas. I need to decide on like one thing and start, you know. Anyway, choose a set of lyrics here that you vibe the most with. Oh, I know this one. For the love of fuck, for the sake of Pete, did you ever really think you'd love a guy like me? I am in the morning of a cock of the day. I think this is verbatim. Choose a bit of silken poetry you vibe with the most. The most with, I can't read. It wasn't until we were well past the middle of it that we realized that old dull pain, whose stitched wrist and clammy fingers, far from being subverted, had only slipped underneath us, freshly scrubbed. Mirrors and shop windows returned our faces to us, replete with the tight lips and the eyes that remained eyes and not the doorways we had hoped for. I don't know what any of this means, but that one feels the least sad, so I'll pick that one. Yes! I am the god! Yes! Yes! Okay, this is probably gonna be the last one that I do. I had 15 prepared, but like... Yeah, I've been sitting here for like an hour so far, and I need to wrap up, because like... What do you... oh, yeah, sorry. this quiz is what normal type Pokemon are you? I forgot to say that. Okay, what do you like to do in your spare time? And see, it's nice and short. Maybe I'll do another one if this is, anyway. What do you like to do in your spare time? Create things, I guess. Eat bugs. What the fuck is wrong with people? What would you do if you were caught by a trainer? Break out of the ball. Kill the trainer, don't care, say they need a better ball to catch you, fly away. I would escape. If someone insults you, what do you do? Hit him, don't care, run away, use anything to hurt him emotionally or physically, insult him back. I mean, obviously it depends, but if it's some jackass, like, I'm going to be petty, you know? What move do you like best? Rest, aerial ace, Psybeam, focus energy, solar beam. I love a good Psybeam, actually. What is your dream? Being the best, being the laziest, sleeping all day, flying, and being the strongest. I guess being the strongest. I'm Reggie Gygus, baby. What? I lied, I'm doing one more because that one was really short. I'm gonna take, which Arcane character are you? Season 2 specifically. I don't know why that matters, but we'll see. My love language, physical touch or certain quality time, definitely. Favorite subject in school? I really liked, like, history. I think, like, learning about things, like, far in the past is very, very interesting. So I'm gonna pick history. Which element do you identify with? Avatar, your zodiac, just a vibe. Oh. I think I'm a water sign. I'm a Pisces. If that's a water sign, then I am a water sign. But then again, like, the concept, like, if I'm thinking about, like, Avatar, I feel like the ideas and the concept of earthbending, like, that rigidity, that, like, that, I want to be that, you know? Water's, like, going with the flow, but earth is, like, you cannot move me. And I'm a stubborn little shit, so I think that works best. When you're in a team, I try to help out. I don't really know that I'm necessarily the leader type. I take leads if I need to, but, like, so I guess that's why I'm picking that one, because that feels like the most accurate. I don't know. Energy drinks. When necessary. I try not to drink them all the time, because I don't want to be super dependent on caffeine. Plus, I'm already, like, prone to migraines, and so putting myself in a position where I start getting a caffeine dependency, like, I don't need that. My migraines are gonna, like, be triggered, because then if I stop for a day, it's gonna be a thing. So, like, I just tried, you know, when necessary. I try not to. Anyway. Ethical moral system. Human life above all. What the hell? Where do you want to live in the future? Somewhere in the suburbs, wherever, near my parents / family. I think that's kind of which is technically somewhere in the suburbs, so it matches. I'm bad with, like, being, really far away. I get homesick really easy. Favorite number. None of my actual favorite numbers are here, because my favorite number is 69. But I'm gonna go with 6 because it's the first part of 69, and also my favorite shape is a hexagon, which has 6 sides. So, we'll go with 6. Alcohol. I'm gonna pick I don't need it to have fun. I like a drink every now and again. You know, it's something nice to kind of take the edge off after a really long week. And you know, I'm trying to have, like, a really responsible and healthy relationship with it. I don't think that it's necessary to have fun. I'm the type of person where I'm like, I'll have, like, one cocktail and then I will stop, because I have never been, like, straight up drunk to the point where, like, I'm gonna have a hangover the next day, and I'm never going to get there willingly. Favorite Spider-Verse character? Miles. Oh, no! Okay, but Hobie's there, so I'll pick Hobie. He's just... I freaking love him. I'm so glad that he's a character. I loved him from the moment he walked on the screen. Best decade for music. I'm not picking this necessarily because I think the music that we have now is better than any of the other ones. I just think that we can have... It's more accessible, and so more people that we could have heard new stuff from is happening now, you know? We have people that are able to get their voice and their song out there in a way that we haven't had historically, so I'll pick that. Favorite song from Arcane Season 1? Guns for Hire is really good. I also really, really like Dynasties and Dystopia. But what could have been, I think, is the one that I most frequently... Snakes is also really good, but I think that what could have been is Gotta Be My Answer, specifically because I listen to that a lot, and it has become the foundation for a lot of my OCs. It's in a lot of my OC, like, playlists, because it's so good for, like, the scorned villain kind of character that's, like, evil, but because he feels like he has to be that evil. I like a good Times New Roman, so I guess I'll pick that. Do you have many regrets? I wish I could reverse time. Honestly, there are a lot of things that if I were able to do my life over, I would have done things, like, very, very differently. Not in this, like, desperate, like, oh my god, it's so embarrassing, but it's like, I went through a lot of things and made a lot of decisions that were maybe not great for me, but I had to make certain decisions. Decisions that a kid shouldn't have to make, you know? And... I'm not a kid anymore, and I have hindsight, and so if I could go back and talk to my younger self and be like, hey, girlfriend, first of all, not just a girlfriend, you know, I would, there's so many things that I wish that I could tell my younger self. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I just do differently if I could. Go back, let's play a game. Fart night, I like that you spelled it that way. I'd probably pick Minecraft. Minecraft's one of those games that I just always come back to. Alright, you're on a road trip with this last question. Okay, here we go. You're on a road trip with 3 of your friends driving late at night. While one friend takes a turn driving through a forested road while the others sleep. They drift off the road and you get a flat tire. Well, okay, yelling is not gonna fix it. It's been a long day, cry, it's been a long day. This is very accurate to me as a person, I think. But I think I would get out the spare tire and start figuring out how to change the flat. You should at least try to, like, do it yourself first, because it's quicker and it'll get you on back at it faster. And of course you're alone in a stranded area, so you know, yeah. Let's see what I got. I'm fucking high. What do you mean what do you mean by this? What is meant by this? What do you mean by okay, I guess I'm Heimerdinger. Well, you know, I got one very favorable result today, so I think that that's a good place to stop. But obviously we can't actually stop because I've not done the Fanart feature yet. Okay. Let's get a drawing of me from someone else in here, shall we? This lovely art is from Blob here on YouTube. Let me tell you, this is just so pleasing for me to look at. I admittedly prefer art with super prominent line art in general. That's just kind of the style that I'm typically drawn to, pun intended. But Blob is definitely making me second guess this stance. I must also just point out that the rendering is so lovely, so lovely. Thank you so much, Blob, for this sweet piece of art. Next up, a traditional piece from Corvid Kiddo on Blue Sky. I'm not gonna lie, all the fan art I get is sweet by nature, but this feels extra sweet somehow. It's mostly the implication that I'm actually good at the thing that I'm trying to do, and the fact that there are several references to my different little OC packs on a little deck of cards. I genuinely sent this to my little sib and gushed about how sick it was for a while. I also really love the choice to give me red eyes. It looks kind of spooky and chaotic, and I would love some sharp-ass sunglasses like that in real life. So thank you so much to Corvid Kiddo for this one. Finally, we have another traditional piece, this time from Child Consumer 666 on YouTube. Wow, I didn't read that name until just now, and suddenly I am a bit worried for my girl Mina. But anyways, this artist has drawn Mina. This is actually from a while ago, but I somehow misplaced the link, and if you want some insight into the back end of YouTube, it is basically impossible to actually see all the things you get tagged or mentioned in. I found it again, I remembered how I like it, and of course it's a drawing of a character of mine, so it automatically gets bonus points already. I also love that it is done in red ink. It does a fantastic job of alluding to the sinister nature behind this little innocent mug. So thank you, Child Consumer! Didn't know I was going to say that today. Woof. Links to everyone in the description, of course. Please go send them some love. So, that was the video. I hope it came across, but I had a lot of fun recording this because unlike the content that I usually put out, I was allowed to be a little more authentically myself and just laugh about things I like without having to worry too much about if I articulated a thought as well as I could have. I also had a lot of fun editing, if that wasn't obvious. My hope is that it made it a more fun video for you too. As I said at the start, I really want to experiment with different styles of videos. I don't want to pigeonhole myself into very scripted, look at me redesign this thing and here's some art things that I have tips for or opinions on. That sounds like it would get super boring after a while. If not for you, then definitely for me. Not to say I don't enjoy making those videos, or watching those sorts of videos, or that I plan to stop making those videos altogether at some point, but I just don't like the idea of that's all you should ever expect of me, or that's all I am capable of doing. I am hopeful that this was a successful experiment, at the least. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like this again in the future, please let me know. I want to make stuff that's fun for me and you, so that feedback is really helpful. It's time for thank yous. Firstly, thank you to my channel members who are on screen now. They put in the extra effort to support me, which I am very grateful for, so they are more than owed the little extra effort on my part to give them their proper spotlight. Thank you to my younger sibling, who actually helped a lot with pulling together the visuals for that first section, and obviously for making that quiz, and also just supporting me in general. Yeah, that's right, you little gremlin. I love you and appreciate you. Suck it. Anyways, finally, thank you to everybody who's made it this far. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to hang out on my weird little corner of the internet. Every view, every tiny little tick of watch time, it all helps me continue to do this goofy YouTube thing that I've grown to love so much. Alright, I'll let you go. Reminder that links to all the featured fan artists and all the quizzes I took are in the description. Until next time, make sure you drink water, get some fresh air when you can, and most importantly, remember that you matter. Are you kidding me? Bye! Life is a highway, I wanna drive it all night long. Give me air, and it's my way. That's a good mic setup thing. Okay.